Let's go ahead and rock and roll.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
all right. What is going on, guys? I am here with my student Maria. She's an awesome human being, and she's been doing healing work for the last 20 years, and she's been working for herself and just helping a lot of people. And she wanted to earn side income to be able to focus on her passion, and that's why she decided to get started with YouTube automation. And I just want to bring her on today because she's been absolutely crushing it. So Maria, please let us know who you are, your results so far, and how you're feeling overall.
Yeah, I'm just really blown by the fact that my channel is doing so well after such a short while. I could hardly believe it. When I started, I thought to myself, oh, maybe it will take, I don't know, longer. But it's like after only 1 month, I got monetized and I'm making about 4,000 Ks per month. I am sure this month is going to be more because I'm publishing videos even more. So I'm super excited and super happy. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it so much. It's just like, wow, m mind blowing, right?
Oh,
The training also, the training has been the family, everything, the group coaching calls. Wow, I just gained so much value of each and every single live coaching call. So I would really highly recommend everyone to hop on those. It's just priceless to be there. All the information that you get from everyone asking questions, and it's just amazing community. I just love it so much. I have not experienced a similar thing like that with any other course or training that I have done up to now. And there were many.
I really appreciate you for saying that. And you've been a big part of our community, contributing, supporting, and I always see you on the coaching calls almost every single Saturday. And a big part of your success that you've seen is because of the amount of effort and time that you put in yourself into this community, into your own development. And so the results that you're seeing right now, you should be extremely proud of yourself. So, kind of walk through people through your journey. So you got monetized in a month, which is awesome. When your first month, second month, third month, like what did the income and revenue look like? So this way people have a better, picture of your success.
Yeah, it started off like, well, monetization, and then it was kind of a slower start. So I think in the first month it was climbed up to 2,800. But to be honest, I had an issue that I was facing because after monetization, I was so excited that I signed up with a not correct account on my AdSense account. And that was a bit of a hustle that I was going through and a bit of a struggle. And I think one of the main things after you have really learned all the techniques about the training and all the, technical sides of things that are important, I feel actually one of the most important things are or is the mindset that we have. And this is what I learned. And this is also what I experienced in my reality, because my reality is always a reflection of my mindset. And there are no excuses, right? And that's how it is. And I noticed because I had this struggle with my AdSense account, and that is the account that you sign up for once you get monetized. um, I was kind of panicking, right? I was like, oh no, I will lose my money. And I was like going crazy, right? Because I started this training and I was like, I didn't have that money as a backup that much, right? So I was really like, "Ooh, okay, I'm going to invest this money and I'm going to put it in this training." So I was really going crazy, and everyone was just amazing, especially also you, Paul. You were like, relax, you're gonna get it. And I'm like, what? No,
Yeah.
And and this, honestly, this actually really had an effect on my channel because the numbers were going like slower, right? Also the subs were slowing down, and then I noticed that and I thought to myself, okay, hey, stop. You know, it's just proven by science, right? Science has proven our mind is a reflection. No, the other way around. Our reality is a reflection of our mind.
Right.
So what I did then after that call with you, and I really like you're straightforward, saying like, no, come on, you just, got to be calm, everything works out. And also another rule, after every success, you're often tested with the kind of obstacles,
Mm,
you know,
yeah,
and
that,
and, and,
absolutely.
that, and that's really true. And it's kind of a testing, universe or whoever is testing us to see, is she or he really worth the success? So once we step through this process of, okay, I have an obstacle, I have two choices, right? To quit or to go on.
Yeah,
But the thing is, a quitter, and I love this quote, a quitter never wins,
yeah.
and a winner never quits. And this is my mantra kind of every day. And I went through that. I relaxed myself. I did my yoga meditation, which is the same like praying, doesn't matter. I got my mindset straight and I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on the good.
Mm,
Yeah. And when I focus on the good, and instantly it changed on my channels,
yeah.
on my channel. The numbers were rising again. And then I made a list and I wrote, okay, what do I want? Right. So I wrote down like now I've 10,000 subs. And now what's happening every day is like I'm nearly there, right? In
Yeah.
only 3 weeks. And why? Only because I set the intention. I wrote it down, I want 10,000 subs.
Mm,
And to me, this is kind of the goal, or this is kind of the way how life works.
yeah.
And it is on us human being, to be aware about that fact that it is always us that are the creators. We just get to believe in it, right? We
Like,
live in a universe, in a world of abundance,
absolutely.
and it is limitless. The only limits is in my mind, so I can say like, yeah, maybe I want 1,000 new subs. No, I want, and I put it, I want 100,000, so I'm saying, okay, now it's 10, that's cool, I want 25K per month. Yeah, so universe or whoever will deliver, right?
That's right.
It's on us what we want. And this was actually the biggest thing that I learned in this process, that it is always an up and down.
Yeah.
And again, the one sentence, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. And I think it's the most important thing. And I think also for everyone joining this training, yeah, there is no success without going through a kind of a failure, or
Yeah.
let's just see it, that universe tests us,
Absolutely.
are we really valuable for real success? And that's it. And once we meet that test, yeah, it
Absolutely.
doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's the last test, maybe more tests are coming, but it doesn't matter, it's just every test, every obstacle we go through in life is just for us to evolve, right?
That's right.
Because we would never ever meet an obstacle if we were not able to overcome it. And
That's
that's a universal law, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And with business entrepreneurship, it's really what it's all about, because a lot of people expect it to be smooth sailing, but it's not. There's ups, there's downs, there's obstacles, and you witnessed it firsthand where you got monetized and you dealt with issues with your assets, and I remember back to the time when you were freaking out a little bit, and I'm I'm glad that I was there for you as a coach, and our community was there for you as a coach to keep you grounded,
Yeah.
because if you were out there in the wilderness yourself dealing with these issues, who knows, like you probably wouldn't be able to understand the next steps. So I'm really glad we were able to help you navigate, and you're so right, like this is probably not the first or last problem, right? There'll be more problems to come, but that's the great part about entrepreneurship, is we're able to evolve and be better through the process. And you saying that our reality is a reflection of our mindset, I think that's so true, right? Because uh, there's this thing one of my mentors told me, and it's there's a twin, and the father is an alcoholic, and one twin is an alcoholic, and one twin never drinks alcohol. And one of them says, I'm alcoholic because my father is an alcoholic. And one twin says, I never drink alcohol because my father is an alcoholic. It's not the reality. It's not what's happening out there. It's their mindset towards the reality that shapes it as so. And so I think that's such a powerful way of thinking about it, because a lot of times people get in their own way and get in their own way of their success. And I
Yeah.
think mindset is really the first part, because any business model works, whether it's
Mhm.
YouTube automation, drop shipping, or Amazon or affiliate marketing, but it's this right here, this
Yeah.
stick between your head. This is the thing that gets you towards success. So I want to walk through that a little bit more with you on your mindset, your journey, and what motivated you to reach out to us in the first place. What was your driving force? Because you've been doing your amazing work with healing other people for over 20 years. But what made you suddenly decide to take the time out of your day to build a faceless YouTube channel? I mean, that seems so different compared to what you normally do.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I went through, same topic. Life puts us in, gives us obstacles for us to grow. And the biggest challenge I went through in my life was the passing on of my 24-year-old son 3.5 years ago. And this is also a thing where I learned this is what positive thinking means, not like saying every day I'm happy, but if even a thing like that happens, and this is what I did, like, a couple of hours later after I heard about it, it was an accident. I straight away I thought to myself, okay, what good does this have for me? And of course, I went through a crazy healing journey because I was in a state of shock for 3 months and it was really, really intense. But still, every situation has a good and a bad, and it is on us. What are we focusing on, right? So, yeah, now I got carried away. What was the question?
Yeah, the question was, what got you started in something like this in the first place? But I think
Oh,
I
yeah,
answered the question.
yeah. Yeah, so the thing was, I went on a healing journey, and in that state, of course, I was not able and not free to treat other clients. And when I got to a place that I felt better, I created a online training in which I taught this treatment methodology that I founded many years before. And in order to promote that, I wanted to do it in a stress-free way, right?
Yeah,
In a to be able to also sell it, to make it available for as many people worldwide as possible. So this is kind of my dream and my goal and my aim, so as many people as possible can benefit from that and can, lead a better life, because it's a technique that everyone can use at home on themselves. So then I was looking for a passive income, so for a second stream of income. And this is when Paul was suddenly there. And it is also a fact that my son is my spirit guide now. So I'm really, really blessed that he is there. He's like pouring all his love onto me every day. And I'm really, really blessed that I have the gift and ability to, be in connection with him. So everything I do, I follow kind of his instructions, his guidance, because I know it is to my highest good. And he said, yes, do it, go for it. So
yeah.
I trust him. I trust my spirit guide. I trust him. They know what's best. And this is how I took the leap and joined this training. And I'm extremely happy about that I did it, really.
Awesome. Okay, a lot of people, they have their passion project that they want to focus on, and a lot of times that passion project, it's you're not able to make as much income as you want from the passion project, right? And it's important to have a baseline to sustain yourself, sustain your life, and be able to keep the lights on so you can focus on
Yeah.
the passion project and do the things that you really enjoy. And that's what I'm all about. Because am I passionate about creating faceless videos? Not really, but like, am I excited to take my mom or my family on a vacation that it paid for? Absolutely. Right. So,
But but I actually have to say something now that I get so into this YouTube automation and understanding everything. I really have to say, I really get to a point now where I'm really getting passionate about it. I just love it. I just
yeah,
love this analysis, right? Because I really understand now. I'm at the point where I really understand what it's about and how to, analyze my viewers and everything and to generate new video ideas that are totally new. So actually, I have to say, I'm really passionate about that. I just,
absolutely.
wow.
It actually becomes like a game. It's almost like you're
Yeah,
investing and you're becoming better in the process. And like as you become better, as you analyze, your videos, your audience, it's like naturally you'll make more money. And so it's
yeah,
gamifying your growth and your future. And like that's the best part about it because it becomes more fun, right?
yeah,
Like you never want your income to be something that you dread. Like if you can have fun and you're excited about it every single day, like that's even better. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, before joining our program, what were some fears or apprehensions that you've had before getting started? Because there's a lot of online programs out there. You're on the search of looking to make more income online, and I'm sure you found a lot of stuff out there. But what made you decide to reach out to us out of all the things out there?
Yeah, a huge part, I have to say, was actually really when I learned also more about your personality,
Mm,
Paul. This is really something that really, really touched me, right? Because I was blown by, your being, by the knowledge, that you have, by this, it felt like a heart feeling project, kind of, how can I say it in the correct English words? I don't know, it just felt really good, and I trust my instincts, I trust my feelings, and it's just like, yeah, I was very mm, the way what I sensed from you, like still being very very humble person, even though that you have created all that and that, and also, at that age that you are at, and also obviously I also resonated with your story, like having lost your dad at that very young age, and then also your ambition to do everything to get to that point, and even like to help your mom in that way. And this just shows that you have such a huge heart, and this is something what I really felt, and that really came across, and that I feel is actually the biggest value, that it's not like just me and ego driven, but you're still very down to earth, and this is something that is very unique, and not, I don't know, it's not like a very common thing, especially with the mindset that you have, it's like, wow, big respect, wow.
Thank you so much for saying that. Uh,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that when they start seeing some success, I think you're right. Ego gets to them. I think a lot of times they think they're better than, a lot of times they become a lot more materialistic. And, those are obviously temptations that anyone would have. But I think it's important to focus on the things that matter, especially, when you go through some trauma like my father passing away or, your son, you start to realize things
yeah,
matter a lot more than that handbag or that car or this, that, right? There are things that truly matter. And, that's what I really focus on. And, that's what I really appreciate you about is you focus a lot about the soul, about the healing, about things that matter that are beyond the material. And it's because you've gone through such a amazing journey that it put you through the forge and it created a person that otherwise wouldn't have been there because of this journey that you were on.
yeah, yeah, and that's the same. And also, also you're like, like helping others. And it's just like, yeah, as you said, this is just such a beautiful thing, as you said, you just really realize what is it that really counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
As you say, it is really to that, biggest dream that everyone is happy and that everyone, understands their power of mindset, that
Yeah.
everyone has the ability to create an abundance for themselves, right? This is the biggest issue, and that we all have the power as human being, and so many are just not aware about that fact, right? But yeah,
There's a lot of people who might have negative mindsets, who might have gone through some trauma in their life that they maybe are going through right now, right?
exactly.
And they might feel like they're in the pits of despair. They might feel like, man, this will never end and my life won't get better. For those people that want to get better and they're searching, what would you tell them, coming on the other side of the journey that you went on?
I don't really understand the question. What do you mean?
Mhm.
Oh, you
Um,
mean what they should do, or?
yeah, like your advice to them, because there's probably a lot of other people that felt what you felt
Oh,
and were in
yeah.
situations where they, felt like they couldn't get out of, and what, yeah.
I mean, I have to really say, after that happened with my son, and my son is the closest person in my life. He has all the knowledge. We're really, really, really close. So that's why he's my spirit guide now. But the one thing after that happened that really kept me alive was, and this was the one straw I was holding on to, was knowing about this universal law saying you can overcome every challenge in your life or every obstacle in your life, because if I were not able to overcome this challenge, it would not be in my life.
Yeah.
And this was the one thing, that I knew, I knew, okay, I have the choice. Either I die because my son died, or, like passed on. I mean, death is an illusion. There still doesn't matter, but different subject. But I have the choice, Either I go into depression and for the rest of my life, or I just overcome this challenge. And
Yeah.
by knowing this universal law, we never, ever experience any challenge. And this is really a rule. This is not just like, yeah, blah, blah.
Mm,
This is a rule. This is a universal rule, a law
mm,
that you can overcome every challenge in your life.
mm.
Otherwise, that is presented, otherwise, it would not be in your life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's a health issue, it doesn't matter if it's a whatever issue, it doesn't matter. Life gives us these issues just to, and every and any challenge there is in life, there is always, that's another another rule, there is always more than one solution.
Mm, mm,
So, and problems do not exist. That's the next thing, problems do not exist. It's always challenges, right? Every challenge and every challenge. So what to do? Step into the role of Sherlock Holmes, and find the solution. And of course, I mean, it's difficult. And of course, maybe if someone of you goes through a very difficult phase, and I don't know, you have the feeling life is just crashing onto you, just know there's always a way out. Otherwise, you would not be in that situation. And you have the power to get out of it. Again, otherwise, you would not be there, right? It's
that's right.
actually a kind of, it's actually a kind of a thing that we could be honored,
Mm,
you know, that
that's right.
life has such a high, how do you say it, opinion about us. That's not the right word, right? Like such a high, yeah, kind of, you know what I mean, opinion about us that they put us into such a difficult situation because on the backside, they know, she can do it or he can do it. We know it. They can do it. So we should feel honored.
That's right. And you know, now,
And
now, you're on the path where you're building the side income where, your first month, 2,800, second month, roughly 2,800, and, now $4,000 a month, which is pretty wild for,
this
the
is just the beginning.
literally just the beginning. Yeah, it's just the beginnings. And so like crazy because where are you going to be a year from now, 2 years from now? So, how does it feel having reached your current, revenue level, subscribers, and where you're at right now, and in such a short period of time? And how do you feel about your future?
Yeah, I'm just really, really blown by the fact, honestly. I'm just really, wow. I'm so motivated and I'm so excited. And, I mean, I have to say, I did put a lot of work into this, right? Like I've been focusing, like in the past, since I started this, right? I've been focusing 150% on this. Um, because I also think that's the only way, maybe in the beginning, how it can work, right? I had really like not a lot going on, like next to that. So, but that's the price. It depends what you want in life. It depends what are your goals, what's your aim, and what are you willing to put into that, and it is always, the more consistency, that is just the key point, right? And the willpower, and yeah, then you will achieve your goals and dreams, and yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. And, for the person who's watching this right now, what advice or encouragement could you give them as they begin their journey into YouTube automation, into online business? Or maybe it's not even YouTube automation. Maybe it's something else completely. They're just on the path toward success. What would you tell
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the most really important and maybe also often underrated steps is what I've also been, like teaching my clients is honestly to sit down and to write down the points where, what is, like if I was a fairy or you were presented with a fairy and the fairy would tell you all your dreams would come true. No matter what, there are no limitations at all. You can choose. And to really just sit down and act as if this fairy is asking you now and write down your goals. And it doesn't matter, this list can be endless long, to start off with that.
them?
Because I think this is one of the most important things that many people don't really know, or maybe you might not know what you want, or you might not know what your goals are. Also, many are, in this belief of, oh, I can't achieve that because that's too expensive, or I can't do this because this, blah, blah, blah. No, cut all that out, and just, again, or a magician is there, or I don't know, whoever, right? Every dream can be fulfilled and is fulfilled if you decide, to have it, to really feel into that and to decide. So I think writing down the goals is a step number one, which is really, really important. And related to YouTube automation, for example, in the beginning, I found maybe one of the biggest mistakes is also, and I was there right in the beginning when I started off, was the ego. Because being in personal development for me for the past, 20 years, I came into this and I said, yeah, I'm going to make a personal development channel because this is what I know the best and this is what I am the best in, and da 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 da. Um, and I think that's the biggest mistake when starting off with YouTube automation, not to, look, what am I best at and what do I want? And this is what I found is maybe a mistake of many.
Yeah.
Right. And this is connected to the ego, they want this, they think this is the most important thing and they want that, but it's not going to work because YouTube automation is not about me. It's not about my ego. Right. So I was very lucky because I only created 2 videos of my personal development channel. And when I got the first video, I watched it and I'm like, no, no, I can't do it. And I swapped to a channel where I have zero knowledge about, Why? Because I studied it, because, yeah, I don't know, it just came, you know. And I think this is also another big thing to, with YouTube automation, to put your ego on the last row of
Yeah.
the room,
Yeah.
really, and to put it away and to just, okay, what do the viewers want?
Yeah.
It's not about me.
That's
This
right.
is a very, very important thing, because many waste a lot of time
Mm.
and money and energy because they don't want to let go of their ego, you
Yeah.
know.
That's right. That's right. Well, awesome, Maria. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think it's an awesome story, and you came a super long way. So I'm super proud of you, and I think this is just really the start. I think it's only going to get better from here. I mean, you already have a baseline of your skills, and you can take these skills and build more channels, and even build a channel that will help propel your current business outside of YouTube automation. So. I'm very, very excited for what the future has to hold for you, and I think your son will be extremely proud of how far you come.